baby B. Alone took her away from me. He's gone to heaven, so I got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Court. My name is Ace Fanning, and I am joined by my apparently very puffy co-host, Ana Quincoces, who is busy lasering her face off as we begin this episode.
We're gonna sell that in our merch because I can get it.
The microphone is not close to you.
Como que no, chico? Mira. Perfecto.
Como chica mija, mija. Get it closer. Get it closer.
Closer?
Get it closer. Get it closer. Like you're gonna suck it. Yeah. Yeah. Put that mic towards your mouth, baby girl.
You're so disgusting.
Baby, lock them door and turn the lights down low. All right. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Welcome back to another episode of Reality Court. My name is Ace Fanning, host of the Sister Wives podcast, Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided. And I am joined by my very sexual, very turned on, very horny guest, Ana Quincoces. Ana, how are you this morning?
I didn't want those things, but okay.
Okay, before we clicked record, Ana was telling me all about like her sex life and that she's so horny and all this stuff. So
like I would tell you that.
Yeah.
Like I
why
would
wouldn't
say
you tell me
an
that?
Ageist person like you.
You know what? Let's start with this because I'm in hot water with your bestie. You know,
it's not that she's my bestie. It's just you hit her where it hurts. You know, and
hit me with your best shot.
And really, it was unreasonable.
Me or her?
No, you.
Oh.
Because you're such a flip-flopper. Let's just say that, okay, guys.
Let's talk about it.
We're talking about Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody except Ace that doesn't think Adriana deserves a mojito, that this season in particular was made better because of Adriana. Right. Adriana's the only housewife we've had in Miami that has been on every single season, mostly as a housewife. And, you know, she struggled a lot with ageism and, you know, feeling disposable, that after a certain age, like nobody wants you anymore. I know you don't get the... Stop making that face. I know you don't get that because you're still 12 years old, but you will get there. And you think it's so far away. It's right around the corner, buddy.
No, okay. Number one, my problem with Adriana this season is that I felt like she couldn't... when Adriana's activated, I enjoy Adriana.
Okay.
When Adriana, like at the reunion, I thought Adriana did great. I thought that was all very great. The Haitian mortician, so grateful for that moment in time.
It's the reason we got a 3-part reunion.
Right. And I thank her for her service. Adriana, if you're listening, if some account is sending you this video again, I hope they include this part where I say that I appreciate you for your service and I salute you. And Anna's not even listening to me at this point.
Listening.
She's
I'm
doing
just
her
putting
makeup.
on makeup because I feel like it. Because I'm a woman of a certain age and I want to look beautiful. You
always look beautiful.
Not really. And it doesn't matter.
You're being ageist to yourself. No. I'm telling you look beautiful.
Okay.
Anyways, I feel like Adriana, but during the season, when we were on that nasty ass cruise, when we were on like trips and stuff, she was so down and out.
Okay.
And I understand, like, if you're dealing with insecurities and stuff, but at the same time, you have a job to do. And your job is to show up and stir shit up, get crazy, get people activated. And we didn't really get that. I mean, we got it at the beginning of the season when she told Marisol her knees were gross. But outside of that, she then became kind of sad and introspective, which doesn't work on a reality TV show.
Right.
Like, that's what my problem was. So if Adriana can stay the Adriana that we know and continue to come for people, then I'm all here for it. Okay. And so I do apologize, Adriana.
Yes, you should apologize. And let me just say something, Ace.
Yeah.
have you ever suffered from like depression? Can you be activated when you are suffering from depression? Is having depression something you can control?
No, but
Okay.
let me tell you something, because there's been many a times where I've had to deal with really, really, really horrible stuff. And then I have to come on the mic and I have to pretend for an hour that everything's cool and fine.
Right.
And then as soon as I turn it off, I go back to being very depressed again.
Okay. But being on the mic with your wife
Yeah.
in your own home, not on somebody else's schedule, is completely different than being on somebody else's schedule, having to look perfect all the time, surrounded by your enemies who are putting you down. I'm just trying, look, I learned from you, but I want you to learn from me that it is hard to grow old. You feel that you are less useful. You feel that people overlook you. And she hasn't come to terms with that. See, I have so come to terms with my age. I can't believe I'm going to cry about this.
Are you really like?
Yes, because, and I'm not crying for her. I'm crying for all the women that are this age, because this is the time of your life that you look back and go, did I do everything I wanted to do? What's my legacy? Does my life have any value? Will anybody remember me? This is not an Adriana thing, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I know how you feel, because when I was your age, I was like, oh God, old people, I'll never get there. I'm just trying to explain to you that it's hard. It is hard. You know, it takes me longer. You see, like I'm doing my makeup to the last second because I'm all sorts of insecure. You know what I mean? I'm doing a podcast with somebody that could be my son, even though you're puffy and need a facelift. So I just want you to like understand like how somebody could feel. And I think that Adriana in particular, I'm not that happy with Adriana because, you know, Bravo has cock blocked us from anybody in Miami being here. And like, I wish she would fight for it. So this is not about Adriana. This is just about everybody. And I know what's in your heart, and it's what I'm trying to tell Adriana. I was defending you. I'm like, he doesn't even really mean that. He'll say that today, and tomorrow he'll be like, I'll die for Adriana. Our podcast there's a lot of humor and a lot of whatever, but I just want you to understand why she can't be on all the time, because she's dealing through something serious. I have never really dealt with that. Like, I have never felt that, but I do so many things. Remember the other day when you told me you don't have to do as much as you do, you're enough?
Yeah.
You're already successful? It hit me like a ton of bricks. You know how many people have told me that? 1 million people in my life. But it wasn't until you told me that I believed it. Isn't that weird?
Well, okay, but then, I mean, I feel like right now I'm being scolded for coming for
I'm
Adriana,
not
which is
scolding you,
what
Ace.
this show is. The show is just making fun of the stupid shit that is on these shows.
She doesn't get that. She doesn't get that. Which is why I never get mad when you mock me, but I know you love me. Do you see what I'm saying?
That's my opinion!
Right.
You mock me like if I was your mom or your stepmom or your really much older sister or whatever. And I'm like, we have this thing. Like, it's impossible for you to insult me because I know what's in your heart. I'm trying to explain to you what other people my age feel so that you understand where she's coming from. You know what I mean? I am not best friends with Adriana. I think Adriana and I went through a similar journey, so there's a bond. But, you know, if I had to pick you or Adriana, it's like, see ya, Adriana. There's like none of that. And if you hear me on the phone with her, all I did was defend you. Like 100%. It's like, listen to our podcast and you'd understand Ace. This is half talking real stuff and half shooting the shit and half being a little bit out there, and you don't get it until you listen to it. So anyway, I didn't want to scold you. Don't hang up on me.
I'm not.
Imagine if you go, blank. No, I don't want you to feel that way. I don't want you to feel like I'm scolding you. I just want you to understand, like, from another perspective. I hope I'm alive to see when you're my age, which probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. But if I am, I'm going to make you feel bad.
Okay,
But you're
and
gonna
that's
go, well,
fine.
yeah, but you're wearing Depends. You know what I mean? I'm never going to win.
Obviously.
Okay.
No. I mean,
So,
okay.
I,
Then,
yeah.
Adriana, I am so sorry. I wish the best for you. I hope that you come back as a full housewife next season. I think there'd be nothing more exciting than that. That'd be so amazing. Thank you so much, Adriana, for your service.
That's my opinion!
Oh my God. You know what? We should just, I'll keep that in mind for everybody now. You know,
not for everybody.
Everybody
I still want you to
now.
age shame some people. You can age shame me all you want. I'm
you
just
know
saying-
what?
Yeah.
I have been the victim of ageism myself recently.
Really?
Yes. So you know what, Adriana? Take a seat while I tell you about my life, okay? And how hard it is to be me, because I was sent no less than 100 times this ad that people, I don't know if it's an ad. What is it called? Like back in your day when people would put stuff in the newspaper, a classified, like basically a classified.
Okay.
And they were looking for people to come and test out the slides that come out of airplanes, which is my lifelong dream. Lifelong
What
dream.
slides?
When like when a plane crashes or something and they have to like
The black
flop
box?
out the no, they flop out a slide, an air slide.
Oh, a slide.
Yes. And
Why do
people
you wanna
have to
do
like
that?
it's my dream. I've always wanted to. It's always been a dream of mine. And so
To go down the slide.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
Okay.
they're looking for people to come and test it out. Now and I'm like, I'm in, whatever it takes. You don't have to pay me. I'll be there. Let me be a part of this experience. They're looking for people 50 and up.
I'm going to do it. Where is it?
So,
I'm going to do it.
Phoenix. It's in Phoenix. And I'm just
gonna
like,
go do it.
I'm so upset. I thought about,
But
okay,
you
my
can pass
dad.
for 50 and up.
I know I could. My dad has my same name and he is like 67. So I could just go as him and just be like, I went to Anna's doctor. I got a facelift, and
Right.
that's
You're
why I
using
looked
the
so
little
good.
Device. Yeah.
Yeah. So I sent an email last night and I just said like, hey, listen, I would really love to be considered for this. This is a lifelong dream and stuff. And so I'll see if I hear back or not, but that's where I'm at. So I get it, Adriana. I know what it's like to be age shamed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Ageism.
true. You see what I mean? Full circle. And now I get it. And honestly, I like Adriana, but please don't ever doubt that I'm always on your side of this because she doesn't really understand our show. But I just wanted you to understand what that feels like. And for her, she's having a crisis about it. She was talking to me and saying, oh, I have an expiration date and nobody would ever, and I did all this for the show. And the other thing is, like I told her, you have nothing to worry about because most people right now are so team Adriana that she's going, because I told her, send a little video for for me to play. He goes, I think it's best I don't make a video because that will bring people to say I feel sorry for myself and that I called Marisol old and all that stuff. Yeah, true. That is true. So I just want to point out, Adriana's allowed to call Marisol old. Right. Well,
Okay.
That's the whole point of what she's saying.
Right.
She recognized it. I think she's self-aware. It's just that it's hitting her harder. You know what I mean?
I get that, but also how many times have I sat here and I said I don't want young housewives. I don't want to
told him
see
that. I said
Emily
he doesn't want
Simpson's
young
fucking
housewives.
kids running around. I don't care about Gina's fucking kids.
Right.
I want my housewives seasoned. That's what I want.
Right.
And so, but
not too seasoned.
Well, honestly, if they brought Ramona Singer back tomorrow, I'd be so happy because I feel like the older you get, the less filter you have and the
Right.
less you give a shit. So it's even better television.
Yeah.
I just felt like the big thing with Adriana this season is, we don't all know what's going on in everyone's life, but she seemed very aloof during a lot of the scenes.
I think it's because being that close to Marisol and her hexes and all that stuff will take a toll on somebody's psyche. It will. you know, and I think that given the opportunity to come back for that show without Marisol, and Jesus, I hope Dr. Nicole comes back. Dr. Nicole enjoys being, you know, in the public eye. She still posts a lot. She's getting endorsement deals. She's very good at it. She needs to come back.
Yeah.
And they know that she won't come back if Marisol is there. Get rid of Marisol. Create the natural bond. I don't know if you saw that post that I reposted it during Gertie's book signing. They all did a dance. It was really cute. They started doing some song, and it was Lisa, Nicole started out the dance, Adriana, and Gertie. And they were all there supporting her book, you know, signing her book launch. And it was just such a natural, light feeling of real friends that may have conflict, but not that darkness. And that thing that's going on with Miami right now, where they're trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and I don't like it. If you're with Todd, be with Todd. If you're not with Todd, don't be with Todd. But stop lying. You have made yourself, you know, your big thing is, I don't lie. What the fuck, Alexia? All you do is lie. So I just like to see a place where these women, the good ones that are left, can really blossom and make this show what it could be, which is, it could be a great show. It could. You know? Now they're talking Eva Mendes. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah, Eva Mendes. There is some talk about Eva Mendes going on Real Houses of Miami. Alexia and I did an event with Eva Mendes many years ago, okay?
Many
years ago. And Marisol was not there. Marisol wasn't invited. Marisol wasn't hanging out with Alexia like she says she was. And if this is my message to Eva Mendes, do not take any calls from Marisol. Do not respond to the DMs, because she must be all over that like white on rice right now.
I just don't want Eva Mendes. Like, you know what's so great about Salt Lake City? There's not a household name there.
Right.
You know, like, I mean, now they've made names for themselves.
Right.
But at one point, I mean, like, Heather was living in her townhome. You know, Whitney lives in that weird ass neighborhood where they don't look like homes.
That is not on the
they
list of good neighborhoods.
And it's just like that, to me, is what makes a show good.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know Ramona Singer. We didn't know Bethany. We saw Bethany evolve. That's what makes good Housewives. I'm sick of them bringing in people who already have a name.
I agree with that.
I don't want these, like, I'm hoping that Rachel Zoe works out, but honestly, and I think Beverly Hills is a little bit different because there are celebrities in Beverly Hills, but when we bring these people on, I just feel like, I
agree with you on that, because it is nice to see them make a name for themselves. But if you start out with a name for yourself, in the back of your head, you're always thinking about you have something to lose.
Yes.
You're bigger than this. And then you behave that way. And that's no fun for us to watch. So I agree with that 100%. I don't think Eva Mendes would fit in with that group. I think she would think they're all like dumb and just ridiculous.
Right.
But you know, she's very Cuban. You know, the Cuban part of her is very important to her. I don't know if you follow her on social media.
No.
But she does these funny skits about growing up Cuban, and it's funny, and I get it. She's also, you know, she's in a relationship with whatever his name is. Not Ryan Reynolds, the other Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I don't know about that relationship. Why don't they get
Oh,
married?
why? Like what?
Well, you know, she never goes with him to any awards things, okay?
Yeah.
He's always with somebody else, his co-host, that I always feel like he has like a thing with. She never goes anywhere. She stays at home. They have 2 children. Why aren't they married? There's a whole thing where I feel like that's not going to last. And I don't know why I'm saying that. I don't wish that upon them. And there are plenty of people that are very happy unmarried. I'm unmarried and been in the same relationship for 9 years. I think it's a great thing, you know? I mean, if I got married, it would be, yes, to like have some kind of thing, but also because we're getting older and you want somebody to be able to make decisions. Like, you know, you have to be sure that the person you're with is not going to pull the plug too early, you know? And I don't want to leave that decision to Beva. It's like she's breathing really slow today. Like, just disconnected. I got to charge my phone.
Right.
So.
No, and I mean, do you want to put me in charge of that?
You already are in charge. They know that the decision has to be made between the three of you.
Okay.
And then they always joke around. She goes, yes, remember, Ace is talking at the funeral.
Yes.
And if there's
thank you.
any time, we'll talk and whatever, if there's any time
Right.
left. I have envisioned this so many times. And
I think what we do is we do like a best of clips during your funeral.
I've envisioned you crying like a little bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Because not for show, you would really miss me if I was dead.
Oh, Anna, I would miss you.
You would. No, I know you would. I know that. I may not have known that before, but I know it now.
Oh, I would be
know it
so
now.
sad I'd be so sad without you.
I know.
I love talking to you.
I love talking to you.
Now, moving on. Are we done with Adriana?
Yes, we're done.
Is she good now? Does she
I don't
feel
know. I didn't do it for her. I did it for all the women our age. But I still want you to pick
Can I
on
tell
me.
you why? I'm not done with this. The reason why I don't feel like it's ageist is because, I mean, I know that I always joke and say that I'm
Because you're
ageist.
focused on performance and not age. I agree
Right.
with
And
you.
and I think that, like, for me, I don't think of you as old. And it's not until Adriana is hyper focusing on the fact that she's old or pointing out other people are old that I'm like, well, maybe she is old. Maybe that's why she's
Right.
not that great
Right.
this season. Like, for me, I don't think you're old until you're that crotchety person who's yelling at someone, at your waitress, because something isn't how you want. That's my definition
She's
of old.
focused on a number, and I can tell you that when my mother was not my age, 20 years younger than me, she already looked like an old lady because she had cut her hair short and she got that like matronly look. And we don't age like that anymore. We don't.
Yeah.
We age. There's a lot of different things you can do. There's just, you don't give up. You know what I'm saying? You make more of an effort. And I've seen people that don't make any effort, and I've seen people I've gone to high school with that make a ton of effort and some that don't. And the difference is there. It's just a matter of how much you care about looking a certain way. And so I think it's just, something hit her. I think it has to do with her being alone, feeling like the man part is part of what makes you feel old. If you can't find a man because the 70-year-olds want to be with 35-year-olds, that's tough.
But do you feel like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be a 70-year-old.
Right.
But
And I don't know what it's like to be with somebody like Ken. You ask Ken, and he'll say that I am by far the most beautiful woman in the whole world, and that, like, no matter what, oh my God, I look like shit today. Are you kidding? Most women wish they could look like you on your worst day. This is what I
Right.
get every day. I have
Anna,
somebody that builds me
I tell you all the time that I think you're gorgeous.
You do.
I don't just
No,
say
you do
that
too.
to, like, I really genuinely do. I don't think Adriana's looks old and haggard or anything
No,
like
she
that.
really
It's just
doesn't.
the way that she continues to talk about it. It's like, all right, like, let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Adriana could get any man that she wants if she didn't open her mouth.
Right. I
But
do
then
think
it's,
that, yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's her age. I don't think people look at her and they're like, "Oh, you're an old hag. I don't want to be with you." I think maybe look inward and it might be your personality.
I agree. I agree with that, and I do. No, I do agree with that. I think she's focusing too much on her age, and I think that. But I really want to hear from you guys. Like, let us know in the comments on YouTube. Like, if you think she's taken it too far, if you think that like if it's reasonable for her to feel that way. If any of you have ever felt that way. I'm curious to see our listeners, like, how you don't attack Ace, please, because really he's just a child. Now I'm going to do reverse aging. You haven't
Stop
lived as
age
long
shaming
and
me.
you haven't experienced it, and so some people think it's like, oh, get over it already, and I'm talking about people my age. So I am willing to consider everybody's opinion on this. I'm just curious. And she was really like hurt. She never just randomly calls me. She was practically crying on the phone. So, all right, this is enough for you, Adriana. I hope you're happy. And by the way, the Marysol Patton, what do you call it? Instagram, that is a parody Instagram that hates Marisol. I love you for that, but don't throw us under the bus. We love you. And if you listen to us, Ace, he's a flip-flopper. He
Right.
just, whatever mood, whatever side of the bed he woke up on, whether he's, whatever it is, it could change his mind. It's meaningless. This is fun and entertainment. So
what did I mean, let's talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, because I said that I am over I have been coming and just saying, like, Heather Gay is not where it's at anymore. And I used to be Heather Gay's #1 fan. And now, guess what? I'm back on the Heather train. I love Heather. I will die for Heather. And this is at the point that everyone else is turning on her. Everyone else is, like, pissed at Heather. And I'm like, thank you for doing your job. That's what I'm here for. I appreciate Heather. A drunk Heather getting a little bit red in the face and screaming like, you need to own it, is just, that's what I love about Real Housewives.
I will say this about you, Ace, is that you are like not only a fan of Housewives that has consumed more Housewives, like your Lullaby is an old episode of, OC.
Yeah.
You are an expert. That makes you an expert, much more than me and much more than a lot of people. I put you up there with Brian Moylan. I really do.
Thank you.
So I think that you have a different perspective, and it comes from a place of not, as much as we joke around like, oh, it's however you woke up that day. No, it comes from a place of what you think truly makes a good housewife, because you've seen them all. Like, I do think you could be a housewife whisperer. I do think that, like, let's say tomorrow I decide to produce a show myself, and there's a cast of women. I would want you there as we're filming so that you could say, that is not going to read well on screen. You need to do this.
Yeah.
You need
what
to
a
do that.
dream.
Well, but I do think you have that skill set. All joking aside, you really do. And you've done the work, whether the work is sitting on your ass in front of the TV your whole life.
Thank you.
Because you do nothing else but that, and go to your cabin and then watch TV in your cabin. That's the life you've chosen. Sounds wonderful to me, by the way. I only like to leave my house if I'm traveling. So there is that, and I really want to have Brian on soon, because I want to read something he wrote this week. But can we just really quickly go over Andy Cohen's interview with Alex Cooper on Call Her Daddy? Because he has never revealed more ever in any interview.
I was let down.
You were let down by him or by Alex?
By Alex. I mean, I just felt like, give me more. I mean, I do feel like it's the first time he was put on the spot, and I appreciated that, because, like when Ramona's like, who are you dating? Who are you dating? And he's like, well, I'm not on a reality show, so I don't need to talk about that.
No,
it was fun to get to see him in this position, but I just felt like, keep digging. Like, I felt like Alex did not grow up on Housewives, and it showed. And it was like,
well, that's the thing. How you would have handled that interview versus how she handled it, night and day. I think that if you had the opportunity to interview Andy, say at BravoCon for 10 minutes, or for 5 minutes, or for 2 minutes, after you like come in your pants, oh God, I'm a gross person.
I like it.
You would then ask him a really good question, because it's been in your head for 10 years waiting for that moment. So,
Right. I just feel like don't ask him who his favorite and least favorite housewives are because he's never going to answer it. Don't
He
waste the
did
time.
answer. He did answer.
Not
He
really.
said- yes, he did. He said the thirstiest housewife.
Right. That's
Of
not,
all
he
the
doesn't like
housewives.
her.
He says he loves her, but that she's the thirstiest. First of all, who is the thirstiest housewife in this whole franchise?
Ana Quincoces.
No, because I'm not on the show. If I were on the show, I'd be, who is the thirstiest housewife? Marisol. Behind
Okay.
the scenes, manipulating 24/7, that's what she does. Brittany Bateman, which is who he said was the thirstiest housewife, I don't see it. Do you see it?
I mean, here's the thing. When you follow Brittany on Instagram and you see her singing through the airport and singing at a restaurant and stuff, it's like I can see that Brittany's always campaigning to be a housewife. I think the problem is she's got a bad campaign manager because the stuff she's doing is actually, I think, pushing Bravo away from her.
Right.
They want the people who don't want it so bad.
Right. But I feel like Brittany would do that anyway.
Oh, no,
feel
I
like
think
she would
so.
do it
I think
anyway.
so. Absolutely. I think Brittany loves attention any which way she can get it. And I appreciate that about her. And I love Brittany. And I think that Brittany is such an interesting specimen to study because you don't find them like that very often. Every single housewife is thirsty, but none of them are as open about their thirstiness as Brittany. And honestly, I think that Brittany saw this interview and she saw Andy Cohen brought up Brittany Bateman on Call Her Daddy, and she said, I can't believe it. This is huge. It didn't track that he said thirstiest.
No, she doesn't care. But,
No.
But isn't that smart?
Right.
I think it's smart of her. He mentioned her, and he said, I love her because she is likable. She is very, kind of sweet. Look, people call me thirsty, but if I'm at somewhere with Ken at the airport and somebody goes, Ken is very friendly to people, and I am very kind of standoffish, so a stranger won't talk to me, but they'll talk to him if he's standing in a line or whatever. He goes, is that your wife? She looks so familiar, whatever. And I look at him and I go, don't you dare. And if he says something, I will run to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Because
everywhere I
it has
go.
to be the right place.
Right.
I'll go to BravoCon. Yeah, I hope somebody remembers who I am. Maybe. You know what I mean? But it's the time and the place. But no, at the airport, I don't want anybody to know who I am. Or if they do, don't say anything to me because it's kind of not embarrassing, but it's like it was such a long time ago. I've done other things, that kind of stuff. So
Are you going to be embarrassed when people come up to you and they're going to be like, hey, you're Ace Fanning's co-host on Reality Court?
I would love that. I would love that. Number one, it would really make you happy. And
Oh,
your
for sure.
happiness is my happiness.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't care. I don't care. I wouldn't want anybody, listen, Marisol's already planning her campaign of me walking in a room and people booing me and stuff. So I'm prepared for all that. Kissing, oh my God, how much is she going to kiss, what do you call it? Jeff's ass, because that's her new thing. You know what I mean? She wants to be BFFs with Jeff. Who cares? Everybody's BFFs with Jeff, It's a business. He needs to be friends with everybody. I don't give a shit about that. So just it's a whole bunch of it's being a housewife affects you depending on where you are psychologically in your life, and it fucks up some people really bad. Case in point, Adriana's being very affected by this. Gertie, I think, not that she has told me anything, I think she's being very affected by this. I think she thinks she went through a war, and she's gotten to the point she goes, I don't care anymore. I don't care. She doesn't care at all.
Being in an I don't care spot is worse than being in a shitty spot.
I'm not saying that she doesn't want to come back. I'm just saying that she's gone through more in her life than she wants to this can't be her whole life. I remember what it's like waiting for that contract.
Yeah.
I remember, I found out after we finished filming that, you don't automatically have another season. And now you have to wait for the contract. And I had a manager, and I'm like, am I getting a contract? He goes, Bravo says yes, but like, when is it coming? And, you know, all that for these people that is their whole life and maybe don't have another job, that's big. You know?
If anyone needs any info from me, my manager is Ana Quincoces.
Yes,
if
I'm
you'd
your
like to
manager, for
book
sure.
me.
I would be actually a great manager, and I could get a lot of endorsement deals for Housewives. Remember, I'm a lawyer. If you want me to represent you, I am available. I already represent 2 housewives, whose names I will not disclose, on some deals.
fancy.
Yeah.
Listen, that's fine, but you guys will obviously come after me because I'm like the biggest star that you have. So
Yeah. No,
obviously.
for sure.
take my scraps. Okay, I want to go back to Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because this is all I think about. I dream about it. I have wet dreams about it. It's beautiful television.
It is beautiful television.
We're getting a crossover with Below Deck, and there is a part of me that cannot wait now to see the Below Deck version of this same trip because
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be so, and also like
It's gonna be
Below
different.
Deck, they do several days on like an episode. Like we're going to see such different stuff from their perspective. It's going to be amazing fucking television. And like when I was younger, Disney would do these like crossovers from the different shows, and it just felt so fulfilling in life to see like Ashley Tisdale from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody doing something with Hannah Montana. Like you just felt amazing in that
Ashley
moment.
Tisdale the one that played whatever?
Sharpay.
Yeah, but Kathy was Sharpay. I got to show you that one day. She did a huge production.
That's who Ashley Tisdale is. And this crossover, it felt like that. It felt like the good old days. I'm so grateful for this.
When will we see the other version of it? And do you
They posted during the episode and they said like coming soon. But like I don't think that season has even started yet.
Do you think that that's going to be really different?
I don't think
Like
it's going to
the
be
perspective?
I don't know. I'm just excited for it because it's just getting to see it
they're
through.
going to show Heather hooking up with Captain Jason? Because she admitted to hooking up, and she admitted to them having a history. What do you know about this?
I don't. This was a shock to me. And what's crazy is last BravoCon, everybody wanted Captain Jason. Like that was all the women that were there wanted Captain Jason.
He was already around 2 years ago?
Yeah. He was at so Below Deck, Down Under, or whatever it's called. They started just on Peacock, and then they got to go on to Bravo. But he was a hot commodity. Everybody wanted him, and then I'm like, that's wild that like Heather's the one who was able to land him.
That is weird, but she's also the most desperate. Heather hasn't gotten laid since 1982.
I know, but I'm saying like all these other women wanted him, and he wasn't.
Oh, you're saying she's not the prettiest one.
I'm not saying she's not the prettiest one. I'm just saying that like,
She's got man face.
Lala wanted him, you know?
Oh, Lala's so beautiful. But Lala's beautiful and also like complicated. You know what I mean?
I know, but if you're just fucking, what does it matter?
I don't think you can just fuck Lala. I think you're going to have to get really deep into the psyche. I think she's sapiosexual. You know what I mean?
What the fuck is sapiosexual?
Wow. A person who is aroused by somebody's mind more than their genitals.
Oh.
The mind has to be involved. I'm very sapiosexual.
I am not sapiosexual.
I feel like Heather is like, just do me. Just do me. It doesn't have to mean anything. Just put the thing in the hole. Go in and out until I scream, and then you scream, and then we go.
We all scream for ice cream.
Right. I think with her, she's easier. And I don't mean easier like in loose. She's easier in that she's one of those women that at this point in their life, she sees sex as aerobics.
Well, I think the thing about Heather Gay that made her so great in the beginning was that she was kind of like almost like a male perspective on Housewives, because she laughed about it. She could see the stupidity in what was happening in these fights and stuff like that. Then she took herself a little too serious and she became, like, I'm a housewife. And then we switched her perspective.
And you think
I feel
that
like she's
happened when she called out Monica that day at the thing? Do you think that's when the switch happened?
I think that was the start of it.
Yeah.
Because
I
she's
think
like,
that was the
I've got taglines now.
Yeah.
People know this is a viral moment. And then with that, then she got skinny and then
she
everything
got skinnier.
changed.
I've never seen a bigger transformation on a GLP or whatever.
Right? I'm like, God.
Never.
She's doing an IV of that shit.
Yeah.
I
I will
want
tell
that.
you what I have just as a side note.
Yeah.
I've made friends here, and I have like regular friends, and then I have my bougie friends, and
Mm-hmm.
I love them equally, honestly. The women here are, people probably think that the women here aren't high maintenance, but they're high maintenance in a different way. They're all, very thin, very fit, but they care more about the inside. They care as much about the inside as the outside. The
Gotcha.
other day, I was asking somebody because Ken hurt his knee, and I'm worried it's going to affect the Ireland trip. Like, he really fucked it up.
Just
And
leave
so
him at
I
home.
Huh? No.
Just leave him at home.
No, I can't. Poor thing. No. But so then I started researching these peptides, and there's something called BPC 157, and I asked my friend Amy about it. She goes, "Oh yeah, I do that, and I do this one, and I do the other one, and I microdose." She weighs 8 pounds. She microdoses GLP. She microdoses something that's for her skin. I am talking about, she gets like 20 injections a week,
Jesus.
And it's so crazy. I don't know why I said that, but I think like I'm starting to like want to understand what all this stuff is. Just like it to me, I've only ever lived in Miami. Miami just cares about make the lips bigger, make me look good on the outside, and the inside they just seem to be a mess. So
I feel like, that's me. I'm constantly just like injecting myself, and everyone's like, how do you stay so young? How do you stay so beautiful? Because again, I am 67 years old. I
Right.
am Ace Fanning Sr. and I'm going to
And they
go slide
really
down a
should
slide.
See what a 67-year-old is like going down one of those slides, because there will be, an emergency situation where a 67-year-old has to go down that slide. And I
Right.
think you might not be the best representation only because you're so fit for your age, but
Obviously.
maybe it'll show people what to do if they're older.
I think that I bring something different to the table, and that is that I'm a complete liar. So I would lie and act like I'm totally ready to react in an emergency situation just for the extra leg room. And when the time comes, I wouldn't. And so
Right.
I would not let anyone out before me. I would be the first one out. And I think they should see what it's like to see somebody who's so self-centered and focused on themselves, how they would approach the slide. I think it's important. It's very
I think
important
that is
to
important.
see this stuff.
And the truth is that whenever I sit in an exit row, every single time they have to say, "Ma'am, can you look up here? You need to give me a verbal acknowledgement." Because
Anna, you're not...
What?
I'm very upset right now.
Why?
Because when they do... Even when I'm not an emergency exit,
You pay
I am
attention.
glued. Because
Yeah.
I don't listen, but my
you want
eyes
them
are glued.
To feel you're respecting them.
Yes, I want them to be like, wow, imagine giving a performance and nobody claps at the end of it.
Right. Even if they're old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Even if they're old,
Okay.
I just feel like you got to pay attention,
I know,
even if you
I know.
don't
I
pay
feel-
attention.
The thing is that I get so much work done on planes, and the second I sit down, and I travel alone a lot, I want to make sure that the person next to me knows that talking to me is not an option.
Oh.
So I get out the 2 newspapers, which is the only time I ever like catch up on stuff like that. My computer, my headphones, my whatever, and the kind of the vibe is like there is no talking. Do not address me. Do not anything, especially if it's a man. Recently, I was on a plane with somebody on the way back here, but from Palm Beach, so it wasn't far, who was so nice. The lady was super nice, and we had a great conversation. I don't know why I found her safe, but because there was a seat between us.
Yeah, that does help. I don't get any work done on flights. I just constantly watch television, watch the people around me, people watch, get people's stories, you know.
Yeah.
You would not want to fly with me.
I probably would, but because I know you. But if I didn't, I'm like, weird.
No, I love being like, I don't know. I love getting into people's shit.
I want to be more like that. I want to be more open to talking to people and learning about people. I have never talked to a neighbor. Do you know how many houses I've lived in? And I lived in one house for 22 years, 23 years. I never knew my neighbor. I knew one neighbor. They were assholes. And I think their son was a criminal and who broke into my house. So, or not in my house, but he broke into somebody else's house that was being, whatever. Renovated and took the appliances and all this stuff. I've never been friends with neighbors. In this house that I was at now for like 7 years, here I know neighbors, but people here are different.
Yeah.
You know? I know my neighbor Ken. I know the other couple that has 3 beautiful baby boys. So I hope in my new house, I already met a neighbor there. I want to be more neighborly. Like there's always time to learn.
Look at you go.
I know.
We have neighbors across the street from us and next to us, and they both built these homes in 2003, and they've never exchanged words, the one told us. It's like, they're so unfriendly. They come in, they shut the garage.
Right. But should I go, take a bundt cake, a bottle of wine? You know, wine is tricky because there's a lot of people that are sober.
Well, you might go and they're like, oh, I have my AA meeting after this.
Right. So bundt cake, but then you're diabetic. It's like, whatever. I got to do something. But a bundt cake seems very June Cleaver, and I feel like I could do June Cleaver.
I think a bundt cake is
who June
great.
Cleaver is?
From Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah.
Yeah. It
has to be a homemade bundt cake.
Oh, God. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to nothing bundt cake. Oh.
Those are the
best.
best.
That's what I'm doing. Listen, Hurrdat has signed a new podcast. Jennifer Aydin's TV Gold, guys, is signed to Hurrdat Entertainment, Hurrdat Media. And there was a huge red carpet event for the podcast premiere.
That she did herself, because we know Hurrdat didn't do it.
Caitlin, or I just called you Caitlin. Anna, I watched her reel where she's interviewed on the red carpet, and I'm like, you paid for the red carpet, you paid for the background, you paid for the balloons, you paid for this person to be here. Like, I feel like she was like, oh, the press came, the press is here. And I'm like, in a normal situation, the press can't talk to you for 15 minutes on the red carpet. You know, we got to keep moving. There's no sound in the background. There's no like, oh, over here. At one point, she's like, oh, hey. And I'm like, there's no one there. There's no one there.
No,
She's just waiting.
Ace, did she really do that?
Yeah, she is like, hey, waving to somebody. And I'm like, there's no one
Bill?
there. Yeah. Hey, Bill. Hey. Or like her daughter came
Bill
home.
wasn't there. Bill was in the pool house.
I just thought, okay, like there's just a point, and she keeps campaigning that she's digging her grave with Bravo, because Bravo is now saying that they had to go back to the drawing board on Jersey because they did a screen test and everyone sucked. And I don't know who was part of that screen test, but I want to know. So it's like, Jennifer, you still had a chance. Like nothing's set in stone. And I think
she's highly unlikable. I think the only time Jennifer Aydin has been likable is when she was on our podcast. Remember, people like, why did you make me like her? I think there's a good side of her, but I think she makes bad decisions. I think after that whole debacle at the Jersey Mike's or whatever it was, she should not have doubled down and done that other video. Yeah. Because nobody's going to think that a little old lady that is still working when she should, be retired and playing with her great-grandkids. The woman was like 80 years old. Karen never works. Never works. So I think she made a big mistake. I cannot wait. On Thursday, we are talking to Kim D. she knows everything about. I don't know how she gets the information. It's like people say about me. How do I know everything about Miami? She knows absolutely everything that's going on, both in Real Housewives of New Jersey and even Rhode Island. So we're in for a treat there. And I think I want to know what she thinks about that.
I'm very excited about that.
That'll be really
But
exciting.
Jennifer Aydin, she always feels the need to let us know that she's funny.
Yeah.
I always think it's an interesting take. I don't quite
I don't
see
think
that.
it's so funny because sometimes I will see on our comments like Anna's so funny, and it's like I must be funny, strange, and not funny, haha, because I think you're funny, but like I'm not the funny one in this relationship, and I'm so like happy when people think I'm funny. But
No, you are. Here's the thing. You're the same as my wife. You're not begging people to think you're funny, which is what I do.
Right.
I beg people to be like, tell me I'm funny. Tell me that I have
Right.
purpose in being funny.
I'm so surprised.
You are just like my wife, where she's just like, I'm going to say stuff. And then
I think
people.
she's funny, but I think you guys play off each other in a magical way.
No, I think my wife is the funniest, but she doesn't see herself as like all that funny. Like, and I'm like, if you listen to our podcast, I scream laugh at her way more than she ever laughs hard at me.
Well, because she's like cool. You know what I mean?
She is cool.
Yeah, she has this kind of cool vibe. She doesn't get to listen. Hey, she lives with you and 3 kids under 2 years old. The woman is a queen.
Is tired.
You know what I mean? Like, forget about it. Forget about it. But yeah, she has this kind of cool vibe, and she's not going to get too excited.
Yeah, I know. That's so true.
You're lucky.
Real Housewives of Orange County. Okay, we finally had our season finale. Felt like it took forever to get there. Where are you at with the Gretchen? Did Gretchers like these posts? Did she not like these posts? Is Tamra going to be completely blindsided at the reunion? Like, I need to know your thoughts.
I don't think you can blindside Tamra. I think that Tamra is the most professional, and I don't mean professional like she's so professional.
Right.
She is the most learned, she can shift at a moment's notice in the housewife world. She has had that experience. She's not afraid. She's comfortable saying whatever. So I don't think she can be blindsided. I don't think that's possible.
Okay.
I think that I think that Gretchen sucks. Like, I don't believe anything Gretchen says. Gretchen there's something about her and Slade. I don't need to see them again.
No.
According to some people, I guess it was Shannon that has been trying to get rid of, who was she trying to get rid of? Katie, to put Gretchers in, and I think that's a big mistake. I don't think that to me, Katie is such a perfect housewife. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
She's beautiful. She is smart. She is not a relic from the past. Like,
No.
I just don't like that, and so I'd like to see
We
that.
tried it with Alexis. It didn't work. We've now tried it with Gretchers. It didn't work.
Right.
Are we bringing Joe back next season?
Right.
Like, I'm like, we don't need these. We had a perfect cast.
Yeah.
And I think that by pushing Katie away the way they did, they all shot themselves in the foot because, I mean, like, the season was so incredibly good when Katie was the storyline.
Right.
Like, right. It was good because I hated them. Like, good TV makes you feel something, whether it's bad,
good or
good,
yes,
sad,
agreed.
whatever it might be.
Agreed,
Good
yeah.
TV makes you feel something. And after we got rid of Katie, I was like, I don't really feel anything,
But look, see, Tamara's very smart, and she makes alliances with whoever she thinks she needs to make alliances with, and she will convince you. Like Tamara, I had this short-lived friendship with Tamara. Then it was non-existent. But if Tamara comes to me tomorrow and says, "I'm sorry, I think we should be friends. We have so much in common," it's like, okay. It won't be like I'll just be a little bitch about it. I'll be like, whatever you want, Tamara. She has that ability. And, so much so that she has either this week or next week this week a watch party for the reunion with Katie, hosting it live in Los Angeles.
I wish I was there.
Yeah, and so our guest next week is going to come on and tell us all about that. Just what their relationship looked like, what the body language was, what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Kiki Monique also said that there were other people there when she had the conversation with Katie. I don't know if you saw that.
I did, and I hate Kiki Monique.
I hate Kiki Monique too. She's just ridiculous at this point.
And she's not old. I just hate her because she pissed me off.
She's trying to be relevant, and she's trying to get herself in. Listen, you already have a show on Andy, Radio Andy or whatever. Like, just act cool. There will be other opportunities. You don't have to suck the life out of this one. We're tired of hearing about you and this particular conflict. Also, Alexis Bellino, who should shut up forever, is going around saying that, that she's tired of the whole conflict between Tamra and Gretchen, and that it's old, and that, also that Shannon is so jealous of her and John Jensen. And I just want to say to Alexis Bellino, first of all, I don't ever want you on this podcast, so I don't care if you hear this. I really don't. You are, to me, an affront to all women, and I am a woman. So your very existence offends me. So there's that. To go around saying that is so ridiculous. You went for a man that you knew was still in the midst of a relationship. Fine, they were going through the death throes or whatever, but you went in there. And now you're looking around and going, ugh, I'm married to John Jensen. What a loser. You know what I mean? And you want people to think that anybody's jealous about that. I don't think Shannon is jealous. I think Shannon is hurt. Her pride is hurt. Again, we go back to age and fear of being alone. But I don't think she's jealous. I think she's like, better you than me. So just shut up. I don't even know why anyone like Carlos King or whatever is doing recaps with her, because she couldn't pay us for me to put her to do recaps with us. I don't think she's a good person.
I've been, as you said earlier, I fall asleep to Real Housewives of Orange County vintage episodes, and I'm on the season 5 or 6 reunion right now. I mean, I just jump all around, but Jim Bellino, it looks like Guy Fieri if he dyed all of his hair black. It is the craziest look to go back and look at and be like, you really thought this was like, you looked hot doing this. It was so funny. Can we talk about the Orange County reunion looks?
Yes, the looks.
I want to talk about these looks and see.
There we go.
Oh my God.
So the theme was pink and red.
Right.
Shannon talked about how much she liked her look on Jeff.
Yeah.
Stop. I don't hate it. I think it's different. I like that it's short. I think the silhouette looks good on her.
Yeah. Great.
Okay. It's simple. I like simple. Whatever.
I think that we have learned enough that Shannon Beador is awful to people who work on shows and production and people behind the scenes, that her stylist is sick of being treated like shit, and he put her in this dress and she looks absolutely terrible.
I don't think she looks terrible. Have you seen how she's looked other times?
I think every time. I think her stylist every time is like, you're a bitch. I'm going to get you something ugly.
I'd like to see a closer picture of her. Okay, so Heather Dubrow, the color is pretty flattering on her, but it's dress barn,
People said it looks just like the Amazon dress.
It does, and it it's Rent the Runway. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tamra looks great. I think that pink color really does a lot for her. I like her hair a little darker. I think she's looking good.
Banging.
She has a great body. I like her shoes. I think.
What's Tamra's age in comparison to Adriana?
She's younger, I think.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Like
I mean,
57, like a year.
Okay. So, I mean, have you ever heard me ever say anything about Tamra being old?
No. Tamra's very hot. Tamra's very hot. She's always been hot. She'll always be hot. The big surprise here is how really good Gina looks.
It is insane. Now,
Insane.
I do feel like it's a little weird that we just see basically her panties underneath.
Well,
Like,
that's
kind of
okay. You don't know anything about fashion.
right. No, I don't.
It's a thing now to show that either boy shorts or panties,
Yeah.
and then have that on top. I think the color. Talk about colors being important. People know your colors.
She looks so good.
Her hair is
And she's
gorgeous.
never looked good at a
No,
reunion.
and her hair used to be a disaster. This is so old Hollywood with a modern twist.
Yeah.
I am loving it. I love how the dress puddles on the floor. I absolutely love it. Like, of this group, she's my number one, and then Tamra number two, but it's very close because that pink is gorgeous on Tamra.
I have to say that with Gina, though, she was just on Watch What Happens Live. She's back to wearing extensions. And I'm like, girl,
No, she's wearing extensions here too.
I know here she's wearing them too, and they look at least better. But on Watch What Happens Live, I'm like, we're getting back into that old territory where you had hair extensions falling out of your head. Like, let's be mindful.
Is that happening? I think with extensions, like some people, like for example, Alexia is one that she has a lot of extensions, but they're good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? They're sewn in. She spends the money. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She I really think she's got the best extensions of anyone in any franchise. Seriously.
Yeah.
But Marisol has this, like, you could see the tape and shit. You know,
Yeah.
so like if you're going to have extensions, then spend the money. Katie Janela, beautiful, but I don't know. I expected her to be more high fashion than this. But of all these, the best,
Her tits look
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, no, she's beautiful. I do like it. I just thought we'd get a little bit more high fashion or more, I don't know how to explain it. She normally, what I like about her is that she doesn't really dress like the typical housewife or what you would expect. And
Yeah.
I thought this would have been an opportunity to show how you can do a housewife look with a twist. But again, when they limit you to these colors, then it's hard. And the dress fits her beautifully. Her body is great. Her hair is beautiful. She's a beautiful woman.
She is.
Forget it. Emily has recently lost 30 pounds again. I don't, listen, I'm a yo-yo, so I'm not going to talk about weight. But she's lost a lot of weight, and she looks good. I think it's too much hair. She has beautiful hair. She did not need those extensions. But definitely she looks better than she could have, or that she has all season.
I feel like this look is so terrible on her. She looks like she is she's
She
She looks like
the
she's
Barbie that with the dark hair, Teresa. Remember Barbie Teresa?
no,
She's
I
like
never played
a
with
distant
Barbies, but
cousin of Barbie.
I feel like she looks like she is like a Republican senator's wife in the South.
yeah,
Like
yeah, you're
it's
right.
the hair is terrible.
Yeah.
It looks so bad.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't
about
like
that.
it. And Jen has an insane body. And the top of this I feel like does her zero favors.
Okay, so if you really take a look at her dress and compare it to Katie's dress, it is essentially the same style, except
Right.
that Katie knew how to wear it. Number one, it's not the same dress, but Katie's dress is a more expensive dress. Just the way the draping in the front, again, you want the puddle in the back on the train. Jennifer's covering too much. If you're going to be a toothpick with tits, then show the tits because there's
Right.
nothing else going on there, And I don't think it was the best color on her. Look, red doesn't look great on everybody. Red doesn't look great on me. I hardly
Red is
ever
the
wear-
hardest color
Yeah.
to pull off.
Yeah, but a lot of people look great in red. I'm not one of them. Her hair looks good. Her makeup looks good. I know she had a recent glow up with the other Jen Armstrong.
Dr. Jen.
Yeah, I don't know that they did that good a job. She said she did a revision on her lips, and her lips are looking a little jokerish, but she's pretty. I like her. But again, her and Emily, those dresses look like a Rent the Runway thing. And then, senior John Bonet, like, I'm just so over her. The bustier and the thing, it's been done and redone and redone. There's a dress you used to get on Revolve that now you can get it for like $60 on Shein or $50. That was made by Love and Lemons that everybody wore. They had it in every color. Alexia wore that dress like 10 years ago, Why are you wearing this? It's stupid, but she doesn't look ugly, No. She doesn't.
I will say her body looks insane.
Her body looks
Her body looks insane,
and I like
but
her hair like that because at least she's not wearing the little crown and whatever.
yes.
I don't look. I don't love updos. I think everybody with an updo looks like Marge Simpson. I look at her and I go, "Oh, Homer." It's like, no, I hate it. But she doesn't look bad. She doesn't look bad. But I would say I would do number one.
Like,
Gina.
let's everybody all together.
Okay.
You would say Gina's number one.
Gina's number one. Tamra number two. Katie Janela number three. And then I don't want to rate the other ones because they're not worthy of rating. Does that sound really mean? Yeah.
I would put Heather Dubrow as last.
Oh, for sure.
And then Gretcher's. Like,
so
I feel like I hate Gretcher so much, but at least it looks like she kind of tried. Where Heather Dubrow, I'm like, are you like? She looks like a frumpy bridesmaid.
yes, yeah.
It's not. It's so bad. Like, if someone's like, oh, I'm gonna get married again at 55, and I feel the need to have bridesmaids, this is what they would wear.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. No, Heather's dress is horrific, considering how much she spends on money and really has an unlimited budget and does have a stylist. The V on that is too high. The
It's
armholes are
terrible.
too tight. It just makes it look cheap. Had it been like lower, where you have a little bit of side boob and a deeper V and maybe this coming in, I don't know.
It was more form fitted.
You
It
don't
might
see
be
a
better.
waist. You don't see anything.
I also want to put, you know what? I'm going to do a 3-way tie for last place. I'm going to do Heather, Gretchen, and Shannon all for last place. Just a 3-way tie there. And then I'm going to put Emily as the next worst, then Jen, and then I think a 3-way tie for first place for me.
Oh, really?
Katie, Tamra, and Gina.
Yeah.
I love them all the same.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I mean, I think I like Gina so much because she was such a surprise to see her look that great. Her hair looked great.
Right.
She does have extensions in, but they did a smooth kind of, old Hollywood kind of Kim Basinger in that movie that she became famous for,
No idea.
Yeah, I know you don't know. But I think that's
Now,
who they are. I
before
think
we
that's
go,
right. Yeah.
Before we go, I want to share something with everybody that has given me quite a little chuckle since we've been sitting here.
Right.
And that is that, Ana Quincoces, she sends me notes beforehand and of different stories that are happening. And I want to read this one that is on here with everybody.
Oh my God.
Kenya Moore's facing an impossible situation. Putting her extremely reluctant husband on Real Housewives of Atlanta or get fired from the show. Producers have told Kenya the only way she'll survive on the show is if her relationship with her husband Mark.
Ace, this was on a recent reality blurb. So you're saying that this is old?
Oh, her and Mark have been gone forever.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
And she got fired. And I love that this is in here. I was like reading through them and I was just like, I love it. No, I love it. It's good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I do want to read this.
I don't want you to
really
apologize
quick because
I want you to just
we
enjoy
love
it.
Brian Moylan on this show.
Okay.
And I
yes.
was really interested to see what he had to say about Miami now that the season is done. And
Okay.
so on Vulture, he wrote, "It's time to admit a hard truth. This season of The Real Housewives of Miami was the worst since the series returned from its long hiatus in 2021. Lisa Hochstein and Larsa Pippen, two eyebrows on the same mannequin, got embroiled in a silly, never-ending fight. Alexia Nepola rallied against a man we knew she was getting back with. Gertie was shunned for speaking up against being assaulted, and newbie Stephanie Shojai nattered on about her private plane. But worst of all, it didn't seem like any of the ladies were having fun anymore. It's time for a little shakeup. And in order to achieve that, we need to get rid of the people who have cultivated or who have outlived their usefulness, whose temper has turned the mood dark, and whose fans have turned against. We need to get rid of Julia Lemagova and Marysol Patton.
I love that. I do want to point out that he did say there that these women have gotten rid of the fun and that it's become dark and that he doesn't know what they've been through.
What do you mean he doesn't know what they've been through?
Because I said that Adriana seems like she's checked out of the show,
okay.
and I got in trouble because I don't know what she's going through.
That's true. That's true.
But listen, it got dark, and I think that Miami can come back from this. I really feel like we have the makings for something good.
But
It's
not
just
with
it's
Eva
not.
Mendes.
No, not Eva Mendes, not Larsa Pippen, not Julia. Obviously, I think top of my pyramid, Adriana. Like, I will die for Adriana. I need her at the very top of this pyramid. Do not get rid of Adriana.
Okay, but you would get rid of Marisol. The truth. You don't have to lie to me.
I think the problem with Marisol above everything else, like, let's say that, I didn't just hate her as a human being. I love when we have cliques. I love like a group together like this until they become like toxic. And then I don't love it. Like I loved for a long time, as much as I didn't love Emily and Gina, I love that we knew that like these two are calling each other outside. Yeah, like it's a real friendship. Right. I enjoy that. I enjoyed that when we had Whitney and Heather, Bad Weather. I enjoy it with Lisa and Meredith back in the day. Like I like that, but I feel like Marisol and Alexia are. It's no longer. It's not a fun relationship to watch.
It's a fake thing. It's transactional. It feels transactional. That being said, I would want Alexia back. I want Alexia back. I think Alexia. Give Alexia a chance without Marisol. For those of you, because I see a lot of people say get rid of. It's mostly get rid of Marisol. But some say get rid of Marisol and Alexia. I disagree. I think Alexia is Miami, and I know the good Alexia. I know the Alexia that is not so influenced by Marisol. We will like her. I promise you we will like her.
I think that you can't get rid of Alexia because, I know that she wasn't a housewife all the seasons because of season 2, but
because of Frankie.
I really feel like when you think of Real Housewives of Miami, you think of Alexia's face.
I do.
Does that make sense?
I agree. She is.
Like you just see it and you're like, oh, that is who Real Housewives of Miami is.
As we think that the face of New Jersey is Teresa. The face of Miami is Alexia. But Alexia, please, I'm pleading to you. Stop paying her salary. Let her go. You are better than that. You could kill it. Seriously. Even Joanna, who was on here recently, said she could be killing it. And she's right.
Yeah. Right.
You are enough. You know what I mean? You don't need Marisol. You are
just
enough.
like I have to remind Anna that she's enough. You are enough.
Thank you.
You are enough, Alexia. Yes. Go out there and live your best life.
Enough.
Adriana, you're more than enough. Adriana is top tier. Adriana is like getting to have Meredith Marks caviar. I mean, it's an experience.
Yes.
She's amazing. She's wonderful. She's hot. She's sexy. And she's never down in the dumps, ever. She's always up, up, up. And I think that she's never boring. And I think that she always makes me laugh and brings joy and sunshine to every situation she's in. And I I will not watch if Adriana is not on
Okay,
Miami.
perfect. Before we go, before you do our sign off, I want to really thank our listeners and our viewers on YouTube. I love how engaged you are. I don't always go on the comments, but I've been going lately, and I just, honestly, I'm just like humbled by how much you love us and have embraced us, and I really love your opinions, good or bad. So keep that coming, because it feels really, really good that, what we're doing matters to you. And yeah, feel free to share your opinions. A says only say good things. I'm happy if you criticize me. I always learn from stuff. There was a time that I think I've grown as a podcaster. I think I've learned a lot from Ace, but I've also learned a lot from our listeners and our viewers who have given me a lot of constructive criticism. So thank you for that.
And I would like to come on and call out two people who were in the comments, because they said that there's something seriously wrong. The fact that Heather Dubrow would have 3 out of 4 children who are part of the LGBTQ community. And to that, I say, you're gross. And maybe it's that Heather has created an environment in where her kids feel safe to be who it is that they are, and they don't feel scared. I'm sorry, but do you know, like, there are so many people out there who are gay, who are not living their truth because they never felt like they were accepted to do so. Right. And I think
Like
that she's
you.
fostered a culture like me, No, my dad would have beat the shit out of me,
I understand what you're saying, and I'm not agreeing with that, because I do think that's gross. But do you know how many people say that?
What?
That thing about Heather. A lot of people don't say it, but a lot of people are thinking it. It is a large percentage. I believe that she's made it a safe space. I also think that it is quite normal for people who are a little bit older to be surprised by something like that.
There's a difference between surprised and saying that Heather is a horrible person. I don't like anything about Heather.
Did they say she's a horrible person, or they say it's surprising?
No. They did not say it's surprising. They were like, she's a monster. She's satanic. Some shit like that.
I do, and I don't want to get into this too much longer, but I do see a correlation between the children of famous people and experimenting with, other, whatever, I don't know the right language, but like considering other genders, other whatever, that they're not cookie cutter. And I don't discount the possibility that, for example, Emmy, J-Lo's daughter, having a mother that refuses to age and quite frankly doesn't age, and is so perfect and so beautiful. And then, the poor kid looks like Mark Anthony, that she would say, hey, I'm this because I don't want to follow in these footsteps. I don't, whatever. There is that possibility too,
I think that
does that make me a bad person?
I think that no, I don't think it makes you a bad person. I also think you're not going into comments and saying that Heather Dubrow is a terrible mom because she's got 3 kids. I think that celebrities probably lean that way because they're exposed to a lot more things than some kid who grew up in the Midwest or in the Bible thumping South, where
and don't feel that option's even available to them, that it would cost them too much. Okay, I get it.
And that they'll be killed if they want to be that way. So I don't stand for Heather Dubrow on anything, but this is one situation where I think that you are wrong, the people who commented this, especially for the way that you said it. And I think that it's not a bad thing to be gay.
No, it's not a bad thing to be gay. But this is what I say about our listeners. Stick around. You'll learn something, because I had a lot of things that I didn't understand in the way I understand them now, and the learning curve has not been easy, and I've gotten into a lot of fights with my daughters, and now I think I'm starting to get it. I think it's an age thing, I really do. And I also think that we're limited enough in this world, especially right now, and I think that while I may not agree with what you say, I'll defend to the death your right to say it. And that goes for our comment
you.
section.
Oh, no, not them, but me. Thank you. I'm just going to say, if you're going to use age as an excuse, then you can also be criticized for it. Thank you guys so much for being here at Reality Court. We appreciate you. Go leave us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. Leave us nice comments on YouTube. Only say nice things about us. If you follow us on any of our social media, just make sure to only send us nice things on there. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, Hurrdat. And as always, thank you, Beyonce. And also thank you, Adriana, for everything you've done for us in the world of Housewives.
We love
You
you,
are
Adriana.
incredible, and you cannot be matched.
Right.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.